Welcome to tonight's Primes Reviews. Today we are looking at Transformers Age of the Primes Commander Class Silverbolt. Going to do things a little bit different today. We're going to do an unboxing and review. Let me know if you prefer this or me taking the figures out and just completely ignoring the boxes and giving you my reviews after I've already handled it a little. Haven't handled this one at all. I've watched a few reviews online. So I am coming to this as unaware as possible. Looking at the box, got some nice art of Silverbolt in robot and vehicle mode, along with air raid and slingshot. Got panorama of the 13 primes on top around the Well of All Sparks. Section of the 13 primes right here with Alchemist, Nexus, and Onyx. Got Superion in his non-combined mode, just the skeleton. And then over here in robot mode, Concord mode, him with his gun embankment, and him with his booster pack. Over here you got Superion combined up. You got Firefly over here and Slingshot right there. And that about does it. So let's get this bad boy opened up. All right, you got your product information, worthless. Got some really nice illustrated instructions. That's gonna go in a drawer. All right. Silverbolt comes packaged in vehicle mode. Got the main bot right here. You got part of his kibble sticking out. Gonna have to open that up. His single bot blaster and his combiner blaster. So let's start taking everything out. And we're gonna have to take this piece off. That is significantly bigger than I was expecting. Nice heft to it. And just making sure there are no other pieces hiding anywhere. Doesn't look like it. All right, let me get the plastic cleaned up real quick and we will be right back. All right, and we're back. So this is everything that comes in the box, minus the instructions. Silverbolt's nose cone can tuck away for his transformed mode. My big fingers can't really get in there, so I have to pull out my tweezers. He can do the Concord nose down thing. Oh, got a plastic tie right here. He does have multiple retractable landing gears on the back of his Superion's head and his skirt. And his single bot blaster can store in vehicle mode. Don't really notice the robot mode on the bottom from above. Just these little two parts, and negative color helps to distract you from that. From the side, yeah, you can definitely see he's got more undercarriage than he should. And looking at it from below, you can definitely see that there is a robot tucked up in there, but they do a decent job of getting it all nice and compact. The landing gear doesn't really lock in place, it just kind of sits there. All right, we'll look at that in a little bit. Now let's get him here for some comparisons. First up, here he is with the other two released aerial bots of Slingshot and Air Raid, both of which have DNA design, or not DNA, Toy Hack stickers on them. Slingshot really needed it, but it definitely elevates both of them to look much better. I'm looking forward to seeing what Toy Hack's releases for this guy. They'll probably do like they did with Menasor and have one set for him and then one set for the combined mode. Here he is with the Titans Returns aerial bots. If you don't, for those of you who don't know, Titans Return Broadside came with a set of aerial bots that right here to plug onto his aircraft carrier mode. And then with his Stunticon counterpart, Motormaster. Silverbolt feels significantly heavier than Motormaster. Motormaster like almost feels like a knockoff in comparison, just weight-wise. All right, let's get him into his booster mode. I know a lot of people are hating on this thing. I think it's probably the best way they could have incorporated this without just having some random chunk of something sitting off to the side. I know it's not for everyone. Like I said, I've never handled this thing before. I've only watched a couple of reviews. So I am learning how to do this on the fly. Because I know there wasn't really any change for this mode when it came out of the box. And you tuck this in for essentially the stabilizer fin. All right, I'll be right back. I'm checking the instructions. Okay, I was putting it on backwards. I was trying to go like this, and you need to go like this. This port right here will go onto that post. I personally think they did a good job with how they incorporated this. Because instead of just having something just sitting on the side, you can incorporate this into your play, because when all is said and done, it's a toy. It needs to be played with. That's why everything I have comes out of the box. Everything, like, I will sit and watch TV and grab a figure off my shelf and just start messing with it while I'm watching. Like in this mode, it looks like some sort of space shuttle. So my headcanon, this is like some big booster to get it into orbit, because it would not function in the atmosphere. So here he is with Motormaster. The big thighs for Motormaster are because I've got the DNA kit installed on him. I took off most pieces. The hands are still on, but you can't even see that. And the thighs are still on because those things suck to change. Once I got them on, they were staying on forever, because yeah, that was just not fun. But the kit is awesome. If you get a chance, get the kit. Definitely worth it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do for this guy. And then here are the other aerial bots. One neat little detail that they did that I enjoy was molding most of the Autobot symbol into the split tail. And you can see some of it, but it's not 100% there. Still, I think it looks cool. All right, let's get this guy into robot mode. We'll set that aside for now. All right. So he's basically just folded up into a cube and stuck under the jet, which is basically his let's raise this up a bit. Basically his combined transformation, which should make it easier for him to transform than Motormaster was, because some of those clearances could get a little tricky. For those of you younger fans that don't know, the reason why I keep referencing Motormaster and Minosaur with him is because in the original cartoon, the Stunticons were created by the Decepticons as a counter to the Autobots, because they just figured that the cars helped the Autobots win all the time. And then in response to that, because they were getting their butts handed to them by the Stunticons, the Autobots created the aerial bots so that they could have some sort of aerial presence, because the Decepticons were the primarily the ones with the jet modes. All right. One of the things I've heard in the reviews is how difficult it is with the horns for Superion getting into their proper holes in this mode, so which makes it difficult for the chest to tab in. So I'm watching where they go as I'm putting it together. There we go. I thought this tab together. I see what it is. This part should hinge up. Come on. There we go. These joints are really tight on them. Got tabs for days back here. That's all good. Those will tuck back for now. This needs to be reset. There we go. I like having the wings out a little bit just because they're flyers and they turn into jets, and I like my jet formers to have wings. So, bit of a backpack, sticks out. As far as the wings fold back to. All right, let's get ready for some comparisons. All right, here he is with Slingshot and Air Raid. They're a little smaller than on the show, but other than that, they do match up pretty nicely. Here he is with Legacy Menasor. Those two scale really well together. And because why not, here he is with Studio Series Long Haul and Hook. Again, they're a little smaller height-wise, but they still all look really good together. All right. Now for the base mode. Which, not much change. You're just basically gonna rip the hips off. Maybe. You can see everywhere that it is connected. There we go. Those tabs are fairly tight. All right. I'm gonna there we go. Then these will tab onto these. These right here are the arms. Fold out the gun. And then I believe it goes right between these two tabs up here. Put that back on. Got notches right there that tab in between. Now you got a gun embankment. Again, not a lot of love for this, but it's more cohesive than the Senicon one. Speaking of which, let's bring that out. All right, and here are Superion's base mode and Menasor's base mode side by side. Menasor's is definitely bigger. Superion's is a lot more cohesive and easy to maneuver. Superion's I could just pick right up. Menasor's, if I try to pick it up, it's going to fall apart. And then, just for fun, my own fan mode of Devastator's combiner parts as a battle station mode. All right. Let's get Menasor out of the way, and we will get Silverbolt into combined mode. All right. So we're basically going to transform him 90% back to plane mode. Just not going to touch the backpack at all. And yes, like with Menasor, you can do big head mode and little head mode. Right, so this panel won't move out of the way. So what I did on that last one was I partially bent it just so I can get everything lined up, and then you can just compress it down so that it slides itself in. And that is Superion's chest mode. I'm gonna open that up just a little bit to get access to this hole back here. Like with Menasor, there's a flap that folds up to hold everything in place. Set him off to the side for now. So one major improvement that I've seen so far with him over Menasor is that Menasor, you get extra pieces that aren't used in combined mode. Unless you get a kit to incorporate them. I have seen people putting the tower thing on Menasor's back to kind of like use it for wings. It's okay. Doesn't look quite right. Did I already get that? Yeah. Okay, so there's a tab right here that locks this in place right down there. Give it a little extra stability. All right. This does not have the tabs like Menasor's legs did. Pull them off real quick. Grab the same side. So Menasors, you got this little tab right here to make sure that you put it on the right side, which also makes it so that you can't turn it around without turning the entire thigh around. So seems like they listened to the fans on that one, because I know that was a complaint from a few people about making it difficult to store it, to display it the way that they want. All right, the arms work just like Devastator, or not Devastator, Menasor, where you plug the armbot on and you accordion them out. Grab one real quick. All right. Bring it down just a smidge. All right. The connectors look... there is a a slight difference up here, but does not look like it makes a difference. So I've always seen slingshots over here. So now pretty much every review I've seen, there's been an issue with separating slingshot. He works just like the Stunicons. It's got a sticker on it, but there's a slot right where my nail is, with a button inside that will split him apart. This piece right here will push that button. There we go. Everything's seems to be in place. There we go. No issues there. So just like that. Or if you do it without one, you can. So you can make Superion even if you don't have the other aerial bots. For the legs, I'm gonna flip the tail fins around, fold first collapse that. Then you're going to looks like this. Tuck air raid's head down. Fold the wings up. And the button for Menosaur was up here for the Stunticons, down here for the aerial bots. Get everything lined up. There's peg going in each shoulder, and down here on where the feet fold up, it will close the door. This seems to like close a lot better than Menosaur's did. All right, now work on the chest. Very simple. It's how you want it. Make sure your legs are straightened out. Then just 2 little tabs there, 2 holes right there. Fold the butt flap up so it tabs in, and then no, that doesn't tab. Well, there's a little gap right there that those will fit into. Just under the tail fin. And collapse these, got these big square pegs into these holes on the chest. And then you just slide everything on. I like keeping the weapons on the bots even if they're in limb mode. Alright, now take Silverbolt's blaster, attach it to Superion's, pop out the handle, raise this up a bit. Put the handle on his fist, and then this peg will go into that square hole for extra secure. And you can put the wings however you want on any of the bots except for, well, you can put one wing out. And there was another way to, you can this hole into that peg. Either way works. I think I like it better. If I can get the handle out. Like that. 2 points of contact, typically superior. And we all know that Superion is superior. All right. And how does he stack up next to his nemesis? All right. Well, with the DNA kit, he is significantly taller, like half a head. But even without the kit, he would probably be just a smidge taller. But other than that, they're pretty comparable. And they've made it so that you can scramble city these guys. So you can put, there are cutouts for that little peg. So that you can absolutely scramble city these guys. Menasau's leg parts are definitely taller because right now they are nearly identical in height. Menasau's horns are just a smidgen taller. Let's fold those away and see if that makes much of a difference. Yeah, the top of Menasau's head there is about on par with Superion's horns. So if he didn't have the thigh extensions from DNA Design, he would absolutely be shorter than Superion right now. All right. Silverbolts, articulation wise. Head's on a ball joint, so it can full 360, a little wiggle. Wings fold all the way back, all the way straight out. Don't really fold down too much. Shoulders can do a full 360, out at 90 degrees. Bicep swivel. Elbows over 90 degrees. And can go back 90 degrees for transformation. Wrists can bend down. No swivel. There is waist articulation, but the backpack keeps it from going 360. Individual skirts. Can do over a full Van Dam. Thigh swivel. Move the skirt and you can kick forward that far. You can use knees are at 90 degrees. You can use the transformation joint to go maximum. Ankle tilt. Heel down for transformation. Toe up for transformation. So all in all, he has all the articulation you would expect from a commander class. He's got a decent amount of sculpted detail. Even though he's just a bunch of rectangles. I'm sure Toy Hacks will be putting out a kit for him any minute now, or a sticker set. Backpack's not egregious. The wings definitely help to hide it too. So, should you get Age of the Primes Commander Class Silverbolt? Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Jet mode does a really good job. I mean, you guys going to have kibble underneath like pretty much every jet former, but he handles it well. Super jet mode, take it or leave it. I personally enjoy it. I think that they did a good job with it. They had parts that they had to figure out something to do with in each mode, and I think that they did a good job figuring them all out. You may not like it. That's understandable, but it does work well. Combined mode, you don't need the other aerial bots. You can treat the combined mode as a super mode. The other aerial bots definitely make it better, especially the legs, so that he is not just having two big hollow shins. But you can get this one and not have to spend money on any of the others, and it's perfectly works perfectly well without them. Just looks better with them. All right, now to the elephant in the room. A lot of people are hating on the skeleton combiners because it's not the Scramble City style. Well, and it's parts forming. Every combiner is parts forming. there have been very few mainline transformers that combine without parts forming. In fact, Beast Wars Silverbolt, yes, it's not the one that most people think of, but this one, when this one was released before the one that this one was modeled after, was named Silverbolt. In fact, the original idea was he was supposed to be him, just as a Maximal. It was Prowl, Silverbolt, and Ironhide in this combiner. This one had no parts forming, other than their individual weapons combined together to make one big weapon. Tripredicus was also the same. Rail Racer didn't have parts forming, but almost every single other combiner ever has parts forming. Scramble City combiners had massive parts forming. Their hands were separate parts. Their feet were separate parts. Their head was a helmet that you put on the bot to be like hit the head inside of him was a helmet that you put on Superion on the original. And then the chest piece. This neatens it up. This keeps all the parts together so that you don't lose them, because if you lost a hand or a foot, or you couldn't make the combiner, because, well, you could, but it just wouldn't be as good, because it would be missing its feet or a hand, or have a tiny head. Skeleton combiners have been around since G1. We didn't get too many of them here in the United States, but the Minibot combiner, or not Minibot, Micromaster combiners were skeleton combiners. It was a frame that you stuck the other parts onto, and then one in the middle for a chest to make a combiner. It was a skeleton combiner. This is a lot better than what we got. And this is integrating the parts into all three modes: robot, combiner, and vehicle. Yes, it worked better for Motormaster's vehicle mode, but not for his combine mode, because there were extra parts left over. This has no extra parts in any of the modes. Do you have to use it? No. If nothing else, it is a tight, compact package to hold the extra parts in. The skeleton frame makes it so it can look as show accurate as we can possibly make at this time. It makes it so that it is posable, because Combiner Wars, horrible joint tolerances, horrible posability. G1, horrible posability. This is the best Superion we've gotten, hands down. Legacy was the best Menasor we've gotten, hands down. Studio Series, best Devastator. And I firmly believe that the Bruticus coming out is going to be the best Bruticus we've had. When I get Skydive and Firefight, he's going to be superior on 95% of the time. Except for when I take him down and just start fiddling with him while I'm watching TV. He's going to be Superion most of the time. Just like my Stunticons are Menastor most of the time. My Constructicons will be Devastator most of the time. Most of the time. There will be times when I say, you know what, I want all my aerial bots out. And oh, hey, look, I've got this really cool like display piece I can put them with. Or I want to have a display of them in jet mode, and hey, I can put the arm bots on this guy so that they can all stack together so it doesn't take up as much room. This gives you options. This gives you playability. If you get a chance, get Silverbolt. He is absolutely worth it. Leave me your comments in the down below, and I will get back to you. Till then, this is Night Scream signing out.